Guys, welcome to Bookmas Day 1. It's finally Bookmas. I feel like my Grinch jammers. Yeah, no, they fire. So today we're going over my 10 before the end. Will I possibly read 10 books this month? I don't know. This month we have some traveling. I don't have school much this month, so we're going to be reading a lot. But I don't know how much I'm going to read because I'm going to be traveling and like on the move, but there will be reading. I haven't been reading too many books these last few months, so I don't know if I can do 10, but also that's with school and finals and midterms and all that happening. Also, I've just been reading pretty chunky books. Like I just finished Legendborn recently and that was like 500 pages. Who do I think I am? I don't know, but for that reason I haven't really been reading too many books. But I'm gonna show you my 10 before the end because why not? If you've been here for a while, you've probably seen quite a few of these books already, not even gonna lie to you, but why not make them my little TBR and kind of challenge myself to finish them before the month is over. So we're gonna start showing you what I want to read. Honestly, I have a few authors that I know I love. I just haven't gotten to these books yet. Some books that I've been anticipating for forever and just haven't picked up yet. So we're gonna start with this one. Home is Where the Bodies Are. This is by Geneva Rose. She also wrote The Perfect Marriage, which I loved. That was one of the books that got me into reading. So when this came out, I had to get it. Can y'all see this cover? Like, it looks like a VHS tape, which is so cool. But this book, I have no idea what it's about. I actually don't know anything about it. That's what I just said. But I want to read you the synopsis, but I don't because I kind of want to go on blind. So if you wanna figure it out, look it up. I recommend that for you because anything I say about these books, don't take my word for it because I have a terrible memory and I'm terrible at trying to discuss books to people and like giving the synopsis. But doesn't the cover just make you want to read it? Like, if anything, I judge books by the covers. Like, I'm not picking up an ugly book. I would just read it on my Kindle and never buy it if it's ugly. That's just me being real, okay? If the cover's not pretty, I'm not buying it unless I love the book. But this, like, you cannot say that this just doesn't do something for you. And like, it's glossy. Like, what? And then like, I just want to read this book. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I just haven't picked it up yet. Like I said, other things on my mind. You know how like you also like check out library books and then like they automatically become priority because they're not your books? That's been happening to me too. So that's a vibe. I want to read this book and I'm gonna read this book eventually, hopefully this month. Plus it's not like too long, so it's like a decent, speedy, short comfort read. I feel like this would be fun like on a plane or like on a road trip. So I definitely have to remember that because short, quick read, I feel like I could finish this in the car, on the train, on the plane, anything. And it's thin, so it's not like the heaviest book in the world. Unlike these books. Now this author, I know I love this author because I've already read this book. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, I've already read. Now that was a few years ago, okay? I haven't read this book since high school and I'm in my junior year of college right now. So, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, I really want to reread this. I've seen it going around, like it's basically resurfaced the internet. Sarah Caroli read it. This lady, I was just at work and this lady had it in her hand and I was like, I need to reread that book. Like, I love that book so much. I remember the characters, I remember the plot so heavily. Like, I just want to visit them again in that time again, in that setting again, and those characters again to make sure they're okay. Like, obviously nothing's happened to them, but to make sure they're like 100% okay. So I love this book so much. Kristen Hanna writes in a way where like you're just never gonna forget those characters or the setting or literally anything. Like, you're just so immersed in the story and you just fall in love with these people, and I think you fall in love with them just a tad bit more because stuff that happens in this book specifically is something that really happened, that was so real for some people at a certain point in time. So love this book, definitely want to reread this, but this is a chunky book. Like, this is a big book, so don't know if I'm gonna get to this, but I would love to actually reread this. Next book is also a Kristen Hanna book. The Great Alone. I've heard a lot about this one and I've owned this one for a hot minute. It's been a few months now, but I haven't read it. Look at this cover. Do you see the road? Like, it's lights, like from cars. That's cool. I think covers, I'm a graphic design major, if you don't know, I'm at school, and I think that you're angled a little weird. Hold on. I think that, like, designing book covers, like, I think that would be so fun. Anyway, that's besides the point. What am I trying to say? This book is basically about a girl who I believe they moved to Alaska with her family, and then something about her dad, he has like PTSD, something. But I want to read this book. I know Tiffany read this book, or I think Tiffany read this book. Was that Tiffany? It wasn't Tiffany, I don't think. It was somebody else. I saw somebody read this book, and I had to pick it up because it was Kristen Hanna, and I love her, so I had to pick up this book. I've heard so many great things about it, and I expect, honestly, great things. I feel like Kristen Hanna is always going to be a 4 and above. Like, The Nightingale was a 5-star. I'm just giving her a little wiggle room with the 4, but I think all her reads for me are just going to be 5 stars. Is that me coming off a little strong? Maybe, honestly, but I just love her so much. Like, how can you not love this lady? Also, the next book on my little TBR, 10 Before the End, is also another Kristen Hanna book. She has my heart. What can I say? Like, she has my heart. Freaking The Woman. This is her newest release, okay? This is most recent. I probably had this book for a few months. I don't think I've had it since it dropped, but I've had this book for a few months. I want to get to this book. This is a book that I think is going to be very similar to The Nightingale just because of circumstances in it, but I'm actually so excited about this. I saw somebody read this. I saw Ella read this on her channel. She loved it, and I think I'm gonna love it. I cannot wait to get to all these Kristen Hanna books. I love Kristen Hanna so much. I'll probably buy anything that she drops, anything that she recommends, because I love this lady. I don't feel like anybody understands. She's definitely one of my top authors. I almost said artists, but one of my top author ever, okay? Next is a series that I have not read, but I've heard so much about, and I've owned it for a while. It's still having new books come out. I think another one's supposed to come out next year, and I need to catch up this year so that I can be prepared for when that comes out, okay? I feel like I'm gonna love this book. Mind you, I've never read The Hunger Games, which is what this book / series is deeply like compared to. I've never read The Hunger Games, so where everybody's comparing it, I'm not gonna see those like connections because I've never read The Hunger Games. I do plan on it, just I haven't, and it's not really on my mind right now. But that book is Powerless. I really want to finish at least this book before December is over. I have to. I would love to. Like, I actually have to finish this before the year's up because I've been wanting to read this book for forever and just have not got to it. My boyfriend gifted me basically the whole Powerless series, which I'm about to get to, but I just haven't had the time to pick it up yet, which is sad because it's always on my mind. Okay, so I have Powerless, which I definitely have to get to, and because I have Powerless, I have to have Powerful. Now look at this. This is so cute. Look how tiny she is. Like, this is Powerless. Hold on. This is Powerless, and this is Powerful. It's so tiny. It's so small, but it's so cute. This is a little novella between Powerless and Reckless. Now this is Reckless, okay? This cover is beautiful. All the covers are beautiful, but this one, she eats, okay? She eats. I think even though Barnes has like their exclusive version and they have like the exclusive covers and whatnot, I think the originals are my favorite, not even gonna lie. So Reckless, also on the 10 Before the End. Maybe I'll finish it. I feel like that's being really ambitious, but a girl can dream. Next I have 5 Broken Blades. I love this book so much. Look at these edges. Like, what? I haven't read this book. I don't know what it's about, but I know a second one is coming out. Or has it already dropped? one or the other. I know there's a second book somewhere, whether it's in the makes or out in the world right now, I don't know, but it's somewhere, and I want to read this book so bad. Like, I really want to. These edges, like, the edges are enough. Like, I want to read because of the edges, but also look at this cover. Like, this cover is just cool. Like, tell me that's not the best thing ever. I really just want to read it because the cover, like I said, I judge books. And what are you gonna do, sue me? Like, that's half the reason I own as many books as I own, because the covers are beautiful. Next on my 10 before the end, this is book 9. So we're literally like close to the end, and all of these books I'm realizing are pretty chunky. They're pretty big. Why do I still feel like you're a little... Okay, is this better? Maybe it should have been like this the whole time. But yeah, all these books are a little chunky. So what am I gonna do about that? I guess I'm gonna just sit down and read for hours, because I have no control over the size of a book. Next we have Finding 13. I feel like a lot of y'all might have saw this coming because I haven't picked it up this year, and I've had it majority of the year. I think I bought this like in March, April, or May. I've had this book for so long, haven't read it, and I think I'm just discouraged because these words are tiny. But we're gonna get to it eventually because I want to read this whole series. Like, look at this cover. I know they have different covers, but look at this cover. I wish I had the old like indie ones though. I actually really wanted those, but this is the one they had in Barnes, so this is the one I got. I want to read this book. It's basically just a heavy romance book, not even gonna lie to you. I don't know if it's like heavy on the sports, because I know the dude plays like rugby or something. I'm not like 100% certain, but I want to read this. It says he wants to save her, she wants to hide, she's damaged, she's determined, fate brought them together, love binds them. Binding 13. Oh my gosh, that absolutely delivered. Slayed 8. And my last book on my 10 before the end is The Husbands. Now this book has like a tad bit of magical realism, I believe, because every time she goes to the attic, out comes a new man. Like, and she can just pick like whichever is perfect for her, and if she doesn't like him, she goes back to the attic and she gets another one. At least I think that's how it works. And if it doesn't work like that, I don't know where I got that from, but I've been wanting to read this book. I think I saw I think I saw Haley Pham read it, and it's been on my TBR ever since. So I basically had this book since it dropped, but have I read it? No. So that's the vibe. Let's see if I can show you my 10 before the end, because that was basically all of them. I feel like I kind of flew through that, but also I feel like I was kind of rambling a little bit. So hopefully you didn't get bored and you could keep up. Are you excited for Bookmas? Because I am. I'm gonna try to post every day for 25 days. So this is gonna be like Bookmas / Vlogmas, because some of it's gonna be lifestyle, some of it's gonna be bookish content. That's just the way I want to do it. I like reading books, but I also like lifestyle content, and I don't really... I'm a slow reader, so I can't read the most every day. So I'm not reading like hundreds of pages every day. If you think that, you're terribly mistaken. But that's the vibe. I hope you subscribe and join our little Bookmas, Vlogmas journey content situation. This is my 10 before the end. She's honestly high-key so cute. So many books, so many options. Will I read them all this month? We'll see. I hope you enjoyed today's video because I enjoyed making it. If you liked it, you should subscribe. And if you didn't like it, you should find another video on my channel. Subscribe after that. And I'll see you guys next time I post, which will hopefully be soon. Yeah, it's Bookmas, it's Christmas. My Christmas pajamas are still by the tree. They don't mean a thing till he's here with me. Guys, if you know where he is, please give him a ride, and I will wait here by the curb.